Outlander Season 6 will see the Frasers and Mackenzies come up against more adversity as the Revolutionary War looms and the families try to enjoy a settled life on the ridge. One of the biggest challenges the Mackenzies faced in Outlander Season 5 was trying to forget about Stephen Bonnet, played by Ed Spielers, the man who had raped Brianna, Sophie Skelton. But it wasn't possible as the villain returned to Wilmington in the hope he could take Jemmy and raise him as his son. Fortunately, Bonnet's plan failed and he was captured by the authorities before being put to death. Fans saw Brianna appear to take pity on Bonnet as he was faced with death by drowning when she shot him in the head. She was then able to try and move on with her life with husband Roger, Richard Rankin, and son Jemmy. Despite finally being rid of the villain, Bonnet will have a lasting impact on Brianna's life. But actor Ed has revealed he didn't mind if Bonnet was remembered or forgotten. Outcast's podcast host David Barry asked, "With so much evil and adversity happening to the characters on Outlander, do you ever worry that Stephen Bonnet will have a lasting impact on the characters in Outlander? How do you hope his character will be remembered?" For me, I wouldn't tend to lean on thinking about that too much because as long as I have, for me personally, I set myself a very clear way of how I want to approach something, Ed replied. If I don't want to say tick the boxes, but if I have done that, then that's all I can offer. Even with a character like this, you don't do it to leave a legacy of what that character was or what he represented, you just have to play the truth of what is represented to you. Of course, as you say, huge adversity comes to the principles of this show and that's part of it. Ed went on to note there are several villains throughout the show and they can't be around forever. As a result, actors who come onto the show to play someone like Bonnet should expect not to last long. You have to accept that you will be, at some point, replaced by another adversary, Ed noted. But I wouldn't want to think about that too much or dwell on it in any way. Coming right back to one of your first questions, it comes back to the enjoyment of it. If I'm enjoying what I'm doing, that's more than enough for me. I have to have satisfaction with it and be happy with the work that has been put forward. If it works for people, that's great. Meanwhile, in a recent interview, executive producer Meryl Davis spoke about Bonnet attacking Brianna, stating it was unavoidable. She told Town & Country, "Unfortunately, there's quite a bit of rape in these books. We approach each one differently and try to decide what's best for that scene and also what's best for the season and that character." I think people sometimes watch this series from a contemporary viewpoint. They ask, why didn't anyone call the police and why didn't anyone do anything? I think that's what we're trying to show, that this is a different time period.